Welcome to week 3 of How to Love Your Neighbor Without Ever Being Weird. Sarah and I are delighted that you're back with us for another week. You just read chapter 3 called Home Sweet Home, and you read the story about my neighbors Betsy and Bill, who every time they did laundry, my yard filled with soapy water. Not a really good situation, but it was the basis for our first real conversation. And so in that chapter, you learned all kinds of tips for both introverts and extroverts to connect with your neighbors and begin laying the foundations of relationships on the streets that surround your home. And this week in your small group guide, we were going to focus on just one little piece of that, which is talk, how to just talk to your neighbors. I don't know about you, but it's easy for me to make small talk with people. Sarah's going to share that it's very, very different for her, and we're all made very differently, but I don't have any trouble making small talk with people. But I'll tell you where I do have trouble is making deep talk, taking those conversations that are just light and insignificant to a deeper level, to asking people really what's happening and in their lives and in their homes, in their workplaces, in their families, with their health. And my husband can vouch for this. My biggest problem, though, is listening. I kind of wish we had called this chapter Listen instead of Talk, but sometimes it's up to us to be the ones to start the conversation. And we're going to give you lots of conversation starters. Pick one, adapt one so that it feels very natural for you. Be on the ready in different situations to ask different kinds of questions. Maybe like me, you'll start with those things that are very simple, how's the weather and where'd you get that coat and who does your hair or who does your yard. And our goal, though, is to eventually, gradually, naturally move into these deeper conversations. By the time you get through with this small group guide, you're going to have the skills and the experience and the confidence to even share your very own testimony as you talk with your neighbors. But for now, we're just focusing on conversation starters, icebreakers, little things that we can say, but mostly ways that we can listen. Listen without thinking of how you're going to respond. Listen to uncover someone's heart. Listen to uncover their emotions. Listen to uncover their thought process and their belief systems. Listen. And while you're listening, be praying, asking the Holy Spirit to just reveal to you ways that you can bless and comfort and encourage your neighbors by just starting a very simple conversation. Especially in the elderly, but this is not limited to the elderly, but especially for those who are shut in, a conversation can really save the day. So many people are lonely in their own homes, and it's just not necessary. This is the reason for Christ's number 2 command to end loneliness, to make our communities safer, to create that sense of belonging and safety and security and love and acceptance that is found when we love our neighbor as ourselves without ever being weird. So thanks for joining us. You're going to love what Sarah has to share because our personalities are like chocolate and vanilla. They're very different, and we're both just trying to obey this command in the unique way that God has made us. So keep in touch with us and let us know how it's going as you talk to your neighbors around your home, sweet home.